Welcome back. This is the morning show here on Signature TV, and we have with us Treasurer Timi. He is on Zoom this morning. We'll be discussing Nigeria in the eyes of the world as it stands right now. Good to have you. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for always having me.
A whole lot have been said. The former president, Goodluck Jonathan, only yesterday said that some of the things that we do in this country are part of the reasons why the world do not actually see us as a country that is quite serious. He stated this, while he was making comments about the move in Rivers State, the declaration of state of emergency. How much of these kinds of decisions made by the Nigerian government do you think affect the Nigerian people, especially on how we are viewed outside the country?
All right, thank you very much. The point is that we wait for things to get to a level where we can no longer provide a solution, and then we'll take a drastic decision, and it becomes an issue. And so, for me, when you say Nigerians in the eyes of the world after Rivers State, of course, the president had ample time to bring the gladiators together for an amicable resolution. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. So, like I was saying, the situation in Rivers State is nothing but, I don't know the right word to use to qualify it, but we shouldn't have gotten to this level where a state of emergency will be declared. In as much as we have had a lot about why the president took that decision was to save the country from, the state, being turned into an anarchy and all of that and things like that. But we're in Rivers State. Since the issue has started, we thank God there has been no one killing or assassination or, destruction of, of life and property. But the point I'm trying to say is that why wait till when this situation gets to this level before declaring a state of emergency? Our democracy since 1999 has been nurtured, good or bad. We have, seamless transition from one government to the other, from Obasanjo to Yaradua to, of course, he died, and then we had Jonathan to Buhari, now Buhari to Tinubu. So there's never been a time where we had issues from transitioning from another government to another government. Now, in the issue of Rivers State, we have two gladiators. Okay, let's say three now. We have the former governor, who is now the minister of FCT. We have the state governor, and we also have the assembly members. Are you telling me that nobody in this country can resolve the issue between this set of guys? Are you sure? Are you telling me that nobody can do that? Of course, somebody can do that. I was worried, or I was concerned why the South leaders, those who have the voice, those who can talk to these gladiators, didn't intervene. Fine, the president made an intervention, the famous 8-point agenda or 8-point, a resolution, and that we had that the governor tried to implement his own part of the bargain, but the other side did not implement the bargain. Yesterday I read a story where I was told that the governor was ambushed, into withdrawing those cases from the courts. We just quick, and the other party did not withdraw the case, and that's exactly the case that they used to nail the governor at the Supreme Court. So, telling me now, and then all of us are keeping quiet and calling the man an ingrate, saying this and saying all of that. If we cannot keep to a particular, agreement or resolution, preferred by the president, and then the president, take time to, after he saw that these things are not being implemented, did he call them back again to say, okay, look, I prefer a solution to you guys did not get what is happening. And as a father of the nation, he will give an instruction, and definitely both of the parties should adhere to that instruction. But that didn't happen. We now started hearing media chats, calling these people names, all sort of issues, threats here and there. And then the people who are supporting the government started saying some things, and then you now put the entire blame to one party, from that insinuation. So what do you expect? So former President Jonathan is saying the truth, because what we are doing, yes, he may have been able to save the government from being impeached, according to what some people are saying, and the president took that decision because he didn't want the governor to be impeached, because if the governor is impeached, there could be chaos, there could be kind of demonstration here and there. So he took that decision. But now the question is, in the eyes of the world, is that decision the best or the right thing to do? Why wait till the decision got to that level before doing what you did? So this is where our concerns, so for me as a person, someone who lives in River State, work in River State, lives in River State for over 20 years now, I have seen successive governments one after the other. I have seen that River State from 1999 till date, from the Georgia governor, nobody has been able to produce his successor. Obviously, did not do that at the right. At the same time, he wanted Amechi, but of course, the court and every other thing took Amechi away and put Celestine Omeha. Amechi went to court, got back his mandate after 6 months and all of that, and became governor. He wanted that Akuku Peter side. He wasn't able to produce that Akuku Peter side. At the end of the day, Yeso Wike became governor for another 8 years, and Yeso Wike is the only person that was able to maneuver his way to have a successor. Now, why can't they work together? Nobody knows. Is it the interest of the state? Is it personal interest? These are the questions begging for answers. And we must be able to speak to ourselves. So for President Jonathan, what he has said is right. What he said is the truth, nothing but the truth. So I totally agree with it, because if we keep doing things, if we keep waiting for things to get to the level where we need to take a drastic action, then we're not helping ourselves as a country, and our democracy is not being strengthened.
All right, but to be fair to the president, he says that he had called both parties to a meeting severally, and the meetings didn't even work out. It looks like he was even tired of the whole situation. Maybe because Nyesom Wike is a very close ally, he didn't do anything, to Wike, because some of the persons have also called for the suspension of Wike as well, if at all the suspension is going to be extended to, these two parties. But then he thinks that he is fair in what the things that he has done. What do you think?
No. I disagree with you on that. The point is that there are two gladiators in the whole situation: the governor and his godfather, so to say. If the president wanted to be fair, when you suspend, because without the federal might or whatever, the federal appointment that Nyesom Wike had today, take it away from him, he becomes an ordinary citizen of the state. And I'm telling you that all the support he's getting, he won't be able to get it anymore. But what I expect the president to do, okay, you also go on 6 months suspension. Let's resolve this issue. And if this issue is resolved, we'll bring them back. But I bet you, if it does that, peace will return to River State. That's what I can tell you. Why am I saying that? We have two people fighting. Two people say, look, I will not accept this, I will not accept this. You are destroying my structure, you are not destroying my structure. The governor also has to look, I'm tired of all of this. People you ask me to work with are not working with me. There are a lot of things we've heard which we can't be seen on air. A situation where the governor say, look, my hands are tied. I can't do anything. I can't take decisions. I cannot approve this. I cannot approve that. And he wants to liberate himself. Well, it may have been done in a very wrong way. But what I'm saying is that the president had a good intention, no doubt about that, is to make sure that there's no anarchy, the state function, and all of that. Because at the time, the way those guys were going, the governor was going to be impeached. He was going to be impeached. And why would this happen? Because the minister is a federal minister. He has the federal backing. That is what everybody was saying. So if you are going to suspend the governor, and the assembly members, then somebody who is also doing that in your own cabinet, you should be able to look and say, look, this thing you are doing. No, as a father, as a former governor, okay, if this guy has done something that you don't like, let's resolve this amicably. But instead of every week we hear one threat or the other, if we watch what the governor said, the former governor said in the event that held the weekend before this declaration, you hear what he said. Expect more trouble. And the trouble came. And that's what we're saying. Expect more trouble. And then the next day, or 2 days after, you see the notice of gross misconduct. If you wanted peace, as a father, there are certain things sometimes. I'm a father, I have a son. There are sometimes that he offends me, and I take some action. And when I see the remorse in him, I will call and say, look, why I did this was because of what you did. Next time, don't do it this way. Do it this way. That's what a father should do. I had expected that the former governor, we know, we can't take it away from him, his political sagacity, can't take it away from him, his political, and knowledge and deep knowledge of how to play politics in the country. But you see, as a father, if your son is not, you would have brought this guy to everybody. All the people that were going to be governor, you said they should all step down for this guy to become the governor. And they all work together. Yesterday I saw a video where all of them were gathered together at the government house, where the announcement was made that Mubarak, was announced as the winner of the governorship election. I saw everybody. I saw this same set of people now come together, hugging each other, shaking each other, praying for each other, jubilating with each other. What happened? Shortly, what happened? Now, these are all from the same political family. So if one person is not doing the right thing, is it the insult? Is it the name calling? Is it the threat? Every day releasing songs from different camps. I mean, they turned River State to a political drama where everything that is, if you're not in any of the camp, nothing is happening. Go to social media, you see young men, young women who should have their time working, doing business, are busy ranting and insulting and calling each other names, all in the name of political divide. I mean, there are things we should stop doing in this country. And I must tell you the truth. If we don't nip all of these things in the bud now, even after the state of emergency, it's going to continue because they are here to settle themselves. You go on social media now every day you wake up in social media, what you read this negative story about River State. And I'm in River State. I will let you understand that. I'm in River State. Nothing is, I mean, the place is peaceful. Just look at look at all of those things. All of them signed for gross misconduct. These are all same political family. So what we are saying is that they should understand and be able to come together and let peace reign in River State. We want peace in River State. These guys are from the same political family. They started together. They've been together. So what is it that cannot be resolved? These are the things we are saying. Let's stop putting River State as if River State is the only state in the entire country that cannot have resolve their political differences. In a pipe of state, the governor and former governor, I mean, look at them. In which other state? Look at Borno State, the vice president and the governor. I mean, there's no issue. So what are we talking about? Look at Cross River State. The former governor, I've not even heard his voice talking about the governors in that state. Why must it be River State all the time? Why must the news come from River State? Negative story about River State. So this is what I'm saying, that the president, yes, tried his best, but as a father, he should have also called him. He said, look, the way you're taking this thing, I don't think this is the best way. And what is all of this all about? Is for the soul of River State in the coming election. And we're 2025. Nobody even knows who's going to be alive till that time. And we're all fighting, killing each other because of what? Because of, political office. So I think that the president should have done more than what he did before declaring this state of emergency. That's my personal opinion anyway.
Some people also blame Fubara for some of the things that have happened. I mean, you accepted to be the political godson of Nyesom Wike, knowing how wonderful, some people will say maybe overbearing as he is. So you know what is coming. If you are not going to obey your political godfather, then why get into that kind of agreement? Why accept that position of becoming the governor of the state? I mean, it's an agreement. I mean, till today, nobody can tell what happened between both of them. It's just both of them that can tell because, I mean, we were not in the room when that particular agreement happened. But it does look from the outset that it is between Fubara not obeying, not wanting to listen to Nyesom Wike anymore, wants to be a man of his own, take decisions on his own, not get appointed by Nyesom Wike, not get appointments across board by Nyesom Wike, not having people all around him and him not being able to take decisions. So this was coming. As a governor, you are going to be, basically be answerable to, your godfather. So it's not new in the Nigerian parlance. The godfatherism thing has always been there. People who have rebelled against their godfather either, go the whole hog or, they decide to leave. So it has come to a head. It's unfortunate that it has come to this point. Do you also think that Fubara also sharing in some of the blames on the issues that we're facing in Rivers?
Totally, I agree with you. And some few days ago, we discussed with some friends, and I told them, I said, look, I'm going to blame also the governor because you can't just begin to blame Nyesom Wike alone. I also have to blame the governor because, like you tell people, if you know you will not take something, then don't accept it. And that is the truth. In Nigeria, you are not even a politician. You are even a career civil servant, a very brilliant one for that matter. At a very young age, he's gone through all the ranks to become, the Accountant General of the state. So definitely, you don't know this style of politics. So why accept it in the first place? And even the former governor also said that even a day before the primaries, that Fubara told him, I said, look, Oga, I don't think I can continue this thing. Why not give it to this guy? But he said, no, you are the one that we have chosen. The governor, former governor, may have his reason for choosing Fubara. I don't want to go into all of those details, but there's so many things that we heard why he insisted on having Fubara as a candidate of PDP in that election. Now, for Fubara, for me, I would have said, well, it was even too early to start all of this freedom. Look at Kogi State, for instance. We had the former governor, Yahya Bello. We also have the current governor, Usman Ahmed Ododo. You can see the relationship between both of them. He has defended him severally, even in the face of threat and from the federal government. So he's done some things that practically was not I mean the way things were done in the past. He has changed some things positively to affect people, and nobody's complaining. There's not been any fight between them. We even heard the FCS was actually looking for the man. He was actually absolutely, I mean, he supported him, to go through all of those trials because he understands what, I mean, it means to become chosen among all other people that were really qualified to become governor of that state at that time. So for me, I think that Governor Fubara also, should have really, really take it easy. Yes, fine. This man may be overbearing. You all know him. You know him that to be overbearing person before you accept to become governor, and that's what everybody is saying. People are saying he's an ungrateful person. He's an angry. I don't want to use those kind of words because for me, what it will be if you have been destined to become somebody. God can use anybody to take you to that position, and that is the truth and nothing but the truth. We almost understand that part when it comes to politics. So for me, I think if after this whole thing now, the governor, when they come back to office, God willing, hoping that everything will be fine. After 6 months, they come back to the office. He must have learned one or two lessons, one or two very vital lessons. And then sometimes when you are angry, the kind of words that come out from your mouth, both of them spoke to each other, calling each other names. I mean, small boy, this, that, all of those things. They were not necessary things to be done. That's the truth. You can fight, you can quarrel, you can disagree, but the extent to which it got to, it became personal. It became personal, and that's not what it's supposed to be. So I will advise the governor, if it comes, I mean, when it comes back to the office, to try his very possible best, and then let's move forward and ensure that there's peace in Rivers State. Once you're accepted to work with somebody, you must learn the ropes. You must be able to say, look, this is look at what happened in Lagos between President Tinubu and former Governor Ambode. He didn't get a second tenure. And so that's what I also was saying, that look, if former Governor Inyesomike was not also pleased with his Governor Fubara in a way, she just waited his second tenure. That's what I expected them to have done. Let the man continue whatever he's doing. And the second tenure, you try your best. And if he wins, fine. If he doesn't win, then you move on and do somebody else to work for the development of River State people. These are my concern. But the fight became to me, it was too early. I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, fine. He may have his reason for doing all of that. And of course, people who may have lost out with former Governor Yegowude now have an opportunity to work with Governor Fubara. We don't really want to work with him because of what their own selfish interest, not because of the love we have for the state. These are things that people may not say, but we will say it because we believe that if there's peace in Rivers State, all of us will enjoy that peace. And if there's no peace, we'll all be living in that in terrible situation. So for Governor Fubara, yes, the fight was too early. I'm going to be honest with him, but he may have a reason why he chose that fight. And if you want to fight, you fight to the end. You fight to the end. That is the truth. You fight to the end. So these are the things we need to understand, and that's what people need to know when it comes to things like this.
Right. So let's talk about other issues as relates to this matter. Do you think that the 6 months that has been declared by the president would elapse? Do you think there will be an extension? The National Assembly have said that the president has a right to terminate the state of emergency. Do you see the president terminating it between now and the next 6 months? And do you see an extension? Do you see the two warring factions, or maybe three now, coming together to resolve the matter? What's your reading from where you are?
Okay, for me, I don't see an extension anyway. I don't see an extension. I even see that it may not get to that 6 months before the president would already lift up that, because the calls from the international, communities is getting high now. So for me, I think within 3 months they should be able to settle their differences if they are ready for peace. It is when they are not ready for peace and you see the whole handwriting. That's why you can ask if you are not. But for me, I don't see it getting to 6 months. I see 3 months. But should even get to 6 months, that means by that time they will have settled all their differences. I know they will settle. It's politics. It is. I know they will settle. I'm very optimistic that they will settle, because this is politics. So there's nothing you can talk about. I mean, it's give and take. You either lose. You cannot win all. So it's a win some, lose some, and that's how you can come together and resolve your differences. For me, they are one from one political family. All of them belong to the PDP from the day one. They work together to make that Ubara become governor of Rivers State. And so there's nothing wrong there for them to sit down around the table. And that's why I expect the president to do in this period of this state of emergency now, still call for a meeting. Call for a meeting for all the assembly members, call for the governor, call for the former governor, call these Rivers State elders, and tell them this is what they're supposed to do. Right there, they should embrace each other and sign for peace. Peace is priceless, terror is senseless. Anyone that says at this point in time now, those of us that are doing business in Rivers State now, we're having a lot of difficulty because you don't even know the next step. You don't even know what to do. I hear someone who is into the constitution, he just has lamented, say, look, this will affect my investors from coming into Rivers State. Because the story you even hear, people who don't even live in Rivers State are painting Rivers State as if Rivers State is in war. We're not in war. I mean, we're not at war. There's nothing like war anywhere. The state is peaceful. Of course, the president has resumed duty, and he has spoken to the traditional rulers and the local government, head of local government. He has spoken to all the permanent secretary. He has told them what to do. This is his mission. He even went on inspection to the newly promoted Rivers State that was actually pulled down by the governor. And all of those things. You can see that the grade is going on well. So it is just a matter of them putting down their ego and come together on a round table. Okay, you offended me. Okay, I said this. I'm sorry. It was out of provocation. Okay, this is what I want. Oh, okay, no, you cannot get this, but you can get this. Okay, no, I will get this. And it's a round table discussion. The president should be there, and all the stakeholders should be there. And I believe you, if they are genuine, if what they're fighting for is the interest of the state and not their personal interest, they will come to a compromise and they will settle this whole issue. So for me, I don't see the extension after 6 months. Or like if it's not politically motivated, or if it's going to be very sincere, I think that the president should do 3 months. And after 3 months, let them go back to their different offices, both the assembly, both the governor. Let them present the budget. Let's approve it, and let's go on. And then put those things behind. We draw cases. Anyway, that is the truth.
Do you think the president's political affiliation would affect his decision calling the state of emergency off? Do you think in that direction? Because, the president is of the APC and the governor is of the PDP. Do you think that might be on the cards? That, look, you just have to support me in 2027. If I have to leave you on this seat, you would have to support me in 2027. Do you think that card might be played, when the negotiations...
Like I said, it's all politics. So it's not out of point. If that's what the president wants, and if you tell the governor, but the governor has said that, somebody will say that why did the governor go to the president? You can go to the president, who of course is appointee, it's your predecessor, and is one that is the whole fight is all about. So he may think that if I go to the president, definitely I don't know what I'm going to say, that he may want to accept what I'm saying. So if that's what the president wants, it's politics. Okay, sir, I will support you. You support me also in this area. It's discussion. It's a roundtable talk. It's all about politics. Everybody plays politics. It's what is happening in Nigeria. We all know. We all understand it. So there's nothing wrong in doing that. That's what he wants. He can get that done by discussing with the girl. I think this is what I want. Okay, so sir, this is also what I want. And they get to a compromise, and things are moving forward. That's what I'm saying. That's politics. Like you said, it's a norm in Nigeria. We don't like doing things the right way. We like to do things in the other way around, just because of our own selfish interest. I keep repeating that was selfish and not the interest of the state or the interest of the country. So I don't see anything wrong in what if the president calls in the governor and say, look, you're in a different part, because what we heard is that the governor is supporting PDP to come back, together. Trying to see how the PDP can come back and the Bible opposition. And of course, you know that the state of the FCT minister, we don't even know the party he belongs to, but he keeps saying that he's a member of the PDP. And but we don't know if his one leg is in PDP and one leg is in APC. He still is a member of the PDP. But the PDP, you're a member. A lot of things are happening, and the party is no longer together this day. You can imagine in Anambra state election that's coming up, we heard that nobody bought from under the PDP in that state to become governor. Nobody bought form. So these are the things that are happening that is really not the best. I mean, not the best time for PDP. So for me, if the president gives that offer to Governor Fubara, he should wait and look at the options. If it's going to favor him politically, go ahead. If it is not, he can say no and then take his chances. Who knows? He may win, he may not win. So, but that's, for me, there's nothing wrong in having it, because all we need now is a political situation. The Supreme Court has given its rule, its judgment. Is it the right thing to do? That's left for people to decide. Some are saying welcome development, some are saying it's not the welcome development, but they have given their rule, their judgment. So, but now, what we need now is a sincere political situation to handle what's happening in Rivers State. There's nothing more than that. It's to get to a compromise. You take this, I take this. You take this, I take this, and then we'll get a compromise, all in the interest of the people of Rivers State.
I mean, by that assertion, it will feel like he was bullied into accepting whatever offer that is on the table. I mean, if he was, not accepting a few things that the presidency at the time has put forward as the reasons to move forward, he would mean that he was bullied into accepting, whatever it is that is on the table. Because as it stands, for him to return, he would have to basically go into some sort of meetings, and that meetings may include that. So I'm just wondering what it will mean for, the broader perspective of, politicking, because this also would have some impact going forward. If tomorrow a certain governor is not, aligning with the presidency, knowing that there's an election that's around the corner, they can go and, cause chaos in the state and declare such emergency and then ask the governor to come on board, else that he might lose the seat. This has a broader, sense, because it's not just about today. Do you think there's a political interplay? Do you think there's a political implications, in the future for what has happened today?
Definitely, just like what people are saying, that if another president comes and see what's happening in Lagos, not favoring him, he can also declare a state of emergency in Lagos State. Just like that's what everybody said, that the president has been set. So you can't change the fact that those things may not happen. It will definitely happen, one way or the other. But for me, saying that the what's it called, the governor may be bullied. Well, if you're a politician, you know how to play your game. The governor is not a politician; he's a technocrat. You can understand what I'm saying. If the governor was a politician, I'm sure we'll not get to where we are today, because he will have definitely, play along, go against, and stand by what he has said. Severally, the governor has said certain things that he doesn't follow. I mean, he's not following them. There was a time he said he was going to probe the former government, and that's the last we heard about it. So I'm sure if he was a politician, because if you want to pick up a fight with politicians, you must be ready. It's either you win or you lose.
Okay, for you generally, what is the international perception of Nigeria, especially with decisions like this? I mean, isn't anybody you would speak to, except for few, that would tell you that the government of Tinubu had done the right thing in Rivers State by declaring state of emergency, and not just declaring state of emergency, but just removing the governor and asking him to step aside. Do you think the view from outside the country, seem okay? How do you think that the international community would view this country with the way and manner that we are governed by the president?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, But I will always tell you that we have different opinion, different view. Yet just yesterday, the president's spokesperson released a press, made a release and explaining why the government of the nation, that the federal government did what it did in River State. I'm sure you have gotten that press release by Onanuga, who spoke on behalf of the president, Commander in Chief of so he said it. He said, look, this is the reason why we did what we did. And so I'm sure they're trying to explain to the international community why they did what they did. For me, like I said from the beginning, to me, it may not be the right thing at the right time. But of course, that's what I see as a saving grace for the governor from being impeached, because that impeachment will have happened and nothing, will have stopped that impeachment. And the worst is you can go to court. And by the time you get to court, these days, anything can happen in the court these days. Nobody is sure what's going to happen. That's the truth. So he may win in the court, he may also lose in the court. So what happened? And if that impeachment has taken place, be sure that there would have been war in River State, because they just were actually preparing, threatening that, look, if anybody, remove the governor, they will definitely, fight back. And of course, the other ethnic tribe was also not taking it lightly. Also, they were also ready to fight. And then who would lose? When two elephants fight, two elephants fight, what do you expect to happen? The guys will suffer, and who are of course the people in River State. So it may be the right, thing, but people are saying, look, you can declare a state of emergency, but you should have suspended the governor and legislature from performing their duties. But like I said from the beginning, if you look at the whole background, what do you think is the best solution? Well, that's what the president said he had done. That's the best, way he wanted to quell this whole situation. And so, the international community will definitely look at also the expenditure of the federal government and also look at what is happening. Well, I last shut up, I think the federal government to court. A lot of people, the PDP governors are also going to court. And so let's look at the outcome. But in that, the administrator is meeting, is trying to broker peace between the like today now he's going to be meeting with the state civil service. He'll be at the secretariat this morning with all the permanent secretaries and all the HODs, directors, and auditors, and whoever is involved. In the civil service, we'll be meeting with them to also hear from them. He has made traditional rulers. So definitely, as the days go by, he may also want to meet with the governor. He may also want to meet with the assembly members, and definitely. So these are the things we are saying. So for me as a person, as someone who lives here, someone who is of course in the industry, what we are saying is the point is that the national community may see a different thing, but the president has explained himself, and of course, it's backed by law now. National Assembly voted overwhelmingly, even though we are hearing some things that they didn't form a quorum when they did that voting. Well, as far as we are concerned now, there's a law backing what the president has done. So the national community may have their own different view. We also may have our own different view. Everybody, individual people have been speaking. The former president has also spoken. A lot of people have spoken. But we that live here in River State, we know that peace is what we are looking for. And that peace we must get.
All right, Treasurer Timi Dare, many thanks for your insights. We truly appreciate your thoughts on the program this morning.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me, and have a great day.
Sigtv, news in your pocket.